All right, the next thing we're going to look at under the View menu is the Regions list and the Playlist. Regions list we won't get too into detail on because we're going to, in the next menu over, talk about how to create regions. But the playlist is kind of cool, and we'll take a look at some of its function here in this particular movie. Okay, so we've got our VO sample file open here, and we've already created some regions. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 regions that I've already created in this file. So we'll go up to the View menu, and we'll take a look at the regions list. You also have the key equivalents here, Alt-2, that you can get to it as well. And bam, there it is. There it is with the names that I've already pre-assigned, and you can see how it's got, as I highlight each one, it shows me that that's the region that I want to look at there. Gives me a start, gives me an end, gives me a length and duration of each region. If I want to preview each region, I can just actually hit the play button here next to it. So, for example, here's region 3, and mix them together with another track. Or here's region 1. This is just a quick test. Or number using 4. The paste special command. So there you go. So it's a nice way if you have lots of regions, if you have lots of short cues within a song or within an effects cue or something like that, and you want to name them and you want to be able to get to them quickly and preview them or determine which one you want to move someplace else or whatever. It's a really cool and easy way of doing that. All right, now the next item under the View menu is the playlist. Now the playlist is kind of cool. It comes up initially and it's not populated with anything. The way you get items into it is you can drag items from your regions list. So I'm going to go ahead and take my 4 items here, and I'm going to drag them here into the playlist. So now we have a playlist that has the 4 items. If I click on number 1, here's what happens. This is just a quick test showing how you can take voiceovers or some other kinds of tracks and mix them together with another track using the paste special command. So what you saw is that it just runs through my whole file, basically. It runs through every single region, and it just kind of, in succession, runs through them. It gives me my start, my ends, and my lengths and everything like that. But what's kind of cool about the playlist, and this is especially cool if you're using SoundForge in a application. Let's say you're using it for cueing sound effects for a live stage show or something like that. Or if you want to try some different edits and you want to try some different things, and you're not sure if you want to make the edits and you want to just test some different orders. Well, you can easily just take these and you can literally drag them around and reorder them. So I can move them wherever I want to within the playlist here. So now if I hit number 1 and mix them together with another track showing how you can take voiceovers or some other kinds of tracks. This is just a quick test using the paste special command. So you can see how certain edits, like if I wanted to edit, section 1, the quick test, to the last section, I could see it. I can just. This is just a quick test using the paste special command. I can see how that's going to sound. Obviously, I need to tighten that edit up a little bit. It's a little bit funky there, but it does work. Another thing that's kind of cool here, another thing that's kind of unique, is I can actually, especially again, if I have sound effects cues or something that I need, even in a musical aspect, if I want to just have a drum hit and need to have it happen multiple times, I can come here into the count window and I can actually choose to increase the number of times that it plays. So, for example, I'm going to change this to 2. And then if I go back up here to the top, I'll hit this and mix them together with another track showing how you can take voiceovers or some other kinds of tracks. This is just a quick test. This is just a quick test using the paste special command. So you see how when it hit that track, quick test, it played it twice. Very cool feature. I mean, it lets you be able to preview things and lets you do some things that you normally couldn't do. It also allows you to be able to have live cues that you can visually read and, again, for stage performance or for some other kinds of ways, you can actually do some really cool stuff with it. Another thing you can do is if you right-click on one of the items here in the playlist, you have some other things you can do. For example, I can create this as a stop point. So actually, let's go ahead and let's change this back to 1. And let's go ahead and make this a stop point. So if I make that a stop point, you can see that now that the symbol comes up here. go back up to the top and I'll hit it and watch what happens. And mix them together with another track showing how you can take voiceovers or some other kinds of tracks. It stops. It waits for me and it won't go any further. If I want it to play, then I have to choose from this point. This is just a quick test using the paste special command, and it'll go forward from that point. So it allows you to create, groups and sections. So you say, oh, okay, I know that I'm going to need to play these two tracks really closely together, but it needs to stop. I don't want it to play this next one because that's in the next scene of the play or whatever it is that you're working on. It allows you a real quick and easy way to insert a stop point. Okay, another aspect of the stop points that's kind of cool is you can actually use it as a triggering mechanism as well too. So for example, we insert a stop point here, come back up here and right click again on this particular item, and I can go into the edit menu here. Now it allows me to go in and, number one, I can edit how many times it's going to play, but I can also edit triggers. So I could actually have MIDI notes or SMPTE at a specific, if I had an external device that was feeding SMPTE into my computer that was reading SMPTE, I could enter in SMPTE and I could enter in a specific SMPTE timecode that would then trigger it to play in the playlist. Same with MIDI. I could trigger a specific channel and a note that on a keyboard so that I know that if I'm going to trigger sound effects and all kinds of fun things that I'm doing either with a play or if I'm scoring a film or something like that, I can use the combination of the edit of the playlist here along with the stop point here in the playlist to trigger to play this via a MIDI event. So the playlist is really powerful. It really allows you to do a lot of really cool stuff within SoundForge, and something definitely worth playing with and experimenting with.